Hello, it's Leslie Fightmaster with Poppy and Seed. Today we're going to have a class about letting go of the old, and so we're going to move through just sort of a well-rounded yoga sequence, but I'm introducing the Sanskrit words that are from the Yoga Sutras. Abhyasa is the first word, and Vairagya. And Abhyasa means practice, and Vairagya means letting go. So in this class today, we'll show up and do our practice, and we'll let go of any results, let go of any old feelings, old thoughts, old ideas about where we're supposed to be in a pose or where we're supposed to be in life even. So I invite you to take a seat, bring your hands together in front of your heart, close your eyes a moment, and set an intention for your practice around showing up, doing your best, and letting go. And we'll release the hands and let the eyes softly blink open and make our way onto the hands and knees. Line up your wrists under your shoulders with your knees under your hips. Spread out your fingers. As you inhale through the nose, bring your chest forward. Lift your chin, lift your tailbone up, and as you exhale, round the back, draw your chin in toward your chest, pressing away from the floor. And again, inhale to come forward. Exhale and round your back. And once again, inhale. And exhale. And then come to neutral. Bring your hips back onto your heels so you're sitting right on the heels. And you'll sit up nice and tall here. Widen across the collarbones. Draw the ribs in. As you inhale, sweep the arms out, around, and up. Reach up nice and tall. So we're grounding down to the sit bones as if you've got a weight here right in your hip flexor that's keeping you pressing down and your hips onto your heels. As you exhale, take your right hand down to the floor and reach over to the right, reaching your left arm over. Take a breath here. And then inhale to come up, reach up nice and tall, again pulling the ribs in. Keep that grounded feeling like you've got weight right on your thighs. Exhale the left hand down, reach over to the left side. Stretch the right arm over. And then come on up on your inhale, stretch up tall. Exhale, take the arms down. So now we're going to get up off of the heels for a moment. Tuck your toes under and sit back. So this is sometimes called thunderbolt pose. And it can be very intense on the balls of the feet. So if it's too intense, just come up off of your heels anytime you need to. Inhale the arms in front of you. Interlace the fingers, clasp, face your palms out, exhaling. And next inhale, bring the arms up by the ears. Again, watching that the ribs aren't popping out and you're not arching the back, but pulling the ribs in. Stretch up nice and tall and breathe here. So if you've ever taken this pose before and you've always thought it to be very, very uncomfortable, changing that old idea today to that it's tolerable. It actually can start to feel good. Take one more breath here. And then come on off your heels and release the arms. Take a breath here, roll the shoulders back. And then we're going to sit back again onto the heels. Reach the arms in front. Interlace, but put the other pinky on the bottom. Exhale, the palms face out. Take a breath in. Exhale the arms up. Reach up tall, but drop the shoulder blades down. And again, breathing here. So it's interesting, this pose for me was excruciating for a while. And then as I continued it, it actually got kind of nice. So that happens a lot, I notice, in my yoga practice. Poses that were really, really easy become more difficult sometimes. Poses that are really, really difficult sometimes become easier. Take one more breath. And then release the arms. Come up off of your heels. untuck them, and make your way into table, but then walk your hands forward about a handprint. Tuck the toes again and make your way into downward facing dog. Arms shoulder distance, feet hips width, and then start to bicycle the legs. Bend one knee and the other, just to get some length in your hamstrings, length in your calves. Now come way up onto the balls of the feet, and then bend your knees. Try to touch your belly to your thighs, keeping your hips high into the air. Keep all that length you created in your spine, and then start to reach the heels toward the floor. And breathing here, just a few breaths. Now, anytime you want to break, always feel free to take the knees down and rest. That's always, always an option. And then next inhale, reach the right leg up. Exhale, look forward, lightly step it up by your right hand. Now, if it doesn't happen to make it, say it gets halfway, just pick it up, put it forward. Take the left knee to the floor. If your left knee bothers you on the floor, fold your mat over, pat it up, or use a blanket or a pillow, and inhale for low lunge. Pull the right hip back, sink the hips forward. Not being any concerned with how far you can sink the hips forward. If you're here, no, it's wonderful. Wherever you are, just no worries about it. And then reach forward, get some length here. Bend your left elbow, hook it across, make a fist with your left hand, and wrap it with the right. Keep pulling this right hip back. Inhale, open up the chest, widen the collarbones. Exhale, try to roll your top shoulder back a little bit. One more breath here. And then come back to center, unwind, bring your hands down, tuck your back toes, come into plank, shift forward, lower all the way as you exhale to the belly. You can also do that with your knees down first, that's fine too. Untuck the toes, inhale for cobra, pull the hands toward the heels, widen across your collarbones. And then as you exhale, make your way into downward facing dog. You can have your knees down, tuck the toes, lift up, or want to work a little harder, tuck the toes, press up to plank first, and then back. Stretching back again, getting that length through the spine. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, slowly step it all the way up by the left hand. Right knee down, pat up the right knee if it needs any padding. And coming into your low lunge. So again, pulling the left hip back, sink your hips forward. Make sure this knee and ankle line up. And watch that you're not really arching the back, but trying to pull the front ribs in as you sink forward so you can get a good stretch in that hip flexor. Stretch up nice and tall. And then now lean forward, bend your right elbow, hook it across, make a fist with your right hand, wrap it with the left, and twist. And then every time you inhale, see if you can get a little more length through the spine. As you exhale, roll your left shoulder back, widen the collarbones. Keep pulling your left hip back. And then back to center, unwind. Tuck your back toes, step into plank. Top of a push-up. Lift the backs of the knees, heart forward. Knees can be up or down, your choice. Shift forward, chaturanga. Inhale to cobra or into up dog. If you're in up dog, get the thighs and knees off the floor. Exhale, make your way back into down dog. Breathing here. Try and keep your inhales and your exhales equal in length. Arms in line with the ears. And spread your fingers out nice and wide. Press into the base of the fingers as you lift up through your forearms. Just a couple more breaths. Pull the belly in. And then one more breath in. Exhale it out. Bend the knees, look up, stepping or hopping your feet forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine, look up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, press down through your feet, rising up, look up, lengthen. Exhale the hands to the heart. Coming to the front of the mat, big toes together, heels slightly apart, or feet hips width. Let's take Surya Namaskara. Inhale the arms out, around, and up. As you reach up, make sure your shoulder blades draw down, spin the triceps forward. Watch that you're not arching and throwing the ribs out. So pull them in. Tailbone down. Exhale. Hinge forward from the hips, so from the hip crease, fold forward. Bend the knees here if you need to. Inhale, come halfway up, lengthen the spine. So you're bringing the chest forward, shoulder blades down. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the palms, step into plank pose. Shifting forward, chaturanga, hug your elbows in. Inhale, press through the hands and feet, upward dog or into cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog, stretching back. Breathing here again, couple long breaths. Now remember, if you want to break, take the knees down and rest. Always, always your choice without any judgment. Remember, we're letting go of any results. One more breath in. Exhale it out. Bend the knees and look up. Step or hop the feet. Inhale. Come halfway up. Lengthen. Exhale and fold. Press down through the feet. Rise up as you inhale. Stretching up. Exhale. Hands to heart. One more time. This time I'm going to jump back into chaturanga. You don't ever have to jump back, but if you do, make sure you land with your elbows bent. Inhale, the arms reach. Exhale, folding forward again, hinging from the hip creases. Inhale, look up, lengthen. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the palms, and take a little hop and land in chaturanga with the elbows bent. Inhale, pressing into up dog or into cobra. Exhale, downward dog. From here, right leg back and up, inhale. Exhale, step it up right in the middle of the hands. Spin the back heel flat, warrior two as you come up. Stretch open the hips a little. Gaze over the fingertips. And then let's drop the left arm, reverse. Exhale, bend the right knee. Inhale back up, leaning forward, right forearm to right thigh. Reach the left arm up and over. So you can keep the forearm on the thigh, or you can slide down, hold your ankle, or to the floor. Just 3 breaths here. Try and open up the chest toward the ceiling as best you can. Press the back thigh back. And inhale back into warrior two, stretch up. Exhale, windmill the arms down. Either go right into down dog and stay, or make your way into plank and lower. Inhaling up. Exhale back. Inhale the left leg back and uplifted from the inner thigh. Exhale, step it up between the hands slowly. And spin your back heel flat. Lined up heel to arch. Come on up on your inhale into warrior two. Exhale here, gaze over the fingertips. Take just a couple breaths here, making sure the knee is over the ankle and it points straight ahead. And then reverse, inhale. Exhale, bend into the front knee a little bit. Inhaling up, lean forward, left forearm to left thigh. Or slide the hand down, hold onto the ankle. Or if you have a yoga block, you can use that as well. Or to the floor. Sink the back hip a little bit forward. Try to bring the bottom ribs forward and spin the top ribs back. 2 breaths. No judgments. letting go of any ideas of how you think the pose should be. Just embrace the pose that is. Inhale to warrior two. Exhale, windmill the arms down. Step back, either down dog to stay or back to plank. Chaturanga. Inhaling up. Exhaling back. From here, we'll walk our hands and our feet toward each other, coming into a forward fold. So bend the knees again if you need to, any amount. If you can, straighten the legs, pull up on the kneecaps, firm the quadricep muscles. Check where the weight is. If it's all in the heels, which it might be, shift it toward the balls of the feet. If your knees are bent and it's in the heels, that's okay. Let's grab the opposite elbows and hang here for a few breaths. Either stay static or side to side. And let the arms hang down. Inhale to look up, and exhale, walk yourself back out. And we'll lift the right leg up again. Exhale, step it up by the right hand, left knee to the floor, and come into a low lunge. Reaching up, sink your hips forward. Maybe it's come in a little bit deeper this time, maybe not, doesn't matter. Just notice. You're either going to stay here for a couple breaths or bend the back knee, reaching for that foot. If you can hold the foot, just hold it where it is. If you want to bring it deeper, put your first finger between the big toe, second toe, and draw it forward so that the heel is right to the outside of the hip a little. But make sure your hips aren't opening to the side of your mat, but keeping the hips and shoulders square toward the front. 2 breaths here. No judgment. Doesn't matter if you can reach the foot or not. And then we'll release that one. Straighten out the right leg. Come onto the heel. Inhale the chest forward and lengthen. Exhale, folding over the leg. So this is half Hanumanasana, half split. You can stay with it, or if you want to move toward the full split, you can slide out. But again, no judgment whether or not you're in a split all the way or if you've got space. One thing you want to make sure of, though, is you're pulling your right hip back and sending your left hip forward so that the hips stay as level as they can. Letting go of any old ideas, again, of how this pose should be. I have actually made it all the way down to the bottom of the mat before, and what I found was my sweaty yoga mat. There was no enlightenment there. It just doesn't matter. We're going to bend the front knee a little bit, tuck the back toes, come into downward dog. And inhale the left leg. Exhale, step it all the way up. And take the right knee to the floor. Come on into your low lunge. Inhale, reach up, pull the left hip back. Pull the belly in as you sink your hips. And then either stay right here or left forearm to left thigh. Reach back to pick up your right foot. Hold it back here. You can also pat up this right knee, especially as you're coming into this pose before it becomes deeper. You're right on your kneecap. So as you sink in, you're actually going to be in front of the kneecap. But until then, patting it up is good. So take it as far forward as you like. Hips and shoulders square to the front of the mat. Don't let yourself open up to the side. And then release. Straighten out your left leg. Come onto your heel. Pull the left hip back. We want level hips again. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, come forward. And then feel free to stay right here or slide out any amount. Pulling the left hip back, sending the right hip forward. Make sure your back toes are straight back behind you. Sometimes they want to do funny things. Just checking. And I'm not all the way down into my splits today, but I still like myself. It's okay to not get in all the way, of course. One more breath where you are. And then we'll slide that back, tuck the back toes, downward dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale all the way to the belly. Untuck the toes, arms by your sides. Press your pubic bone down a little bit. Reach your tailbone towards your heels. Inhale, lift the chest and add the legs. Keep the back of your neck long in this Shalabhasana. And release. We're going to do that same thing again, or bend the knees. Reach for the pinky toe sides of the feet for Dhanurasana. Lift the feet up, press them back. So the knees want to go wide. Sometimes try and keep the knees no wider than the hips if you can. And breathe. 3, 2, and 1. Release and rest. And then bring the hands by the ribs. Press your hips back to the heels in child's pose. And then from here, extend the arms forward. Come back into down dog. Either stay right here in down dog, or if you'd really love to take a vinyasa, come forward into plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. And then look up. We're going to come through and sit. Bend the knees, step or hop and sit. And extend the legs in front. For Paschimottanasana, pull the toes back. Inhale, reach up nice and tall through the arms. Exhale, hinge forward from the hips. Take your feet or your legs or use a strap. Lengthen on the inhale. Exhale to come forward. Just a few breaths here. So what we want to avoid is rounding the back so that we get in really deeply. That doesn't matter. It's not a good deep stretch because the back is rounded. What's better is to be up high like this with your chest moving forward. So you're not trying to get I got to get my head down. Getting the head down doesn't matter. And if you find that it's hard to sit up tall, then grab a pillow or a blanket and sit right on the edge and see the difference. That makes my spine lengthen a little bit more. Just a couple more breaths here. Inhale, head up. Exhale to release. Come onto our backs. And let's take happy baby pose. Pinky toe sides of the feet. Reach the tailbone down toward the floor. And then we'll release the feet, but keep the knees bent. Drop the knees off to the left and turn. Look over the right shoulder. Just take a little twist here. And inhale, center. And exhale, knees to the right, looking left. And then back to center. And make your way into Shavasana. So extend the legs out, let your feet flap open. Let's be here for a couple of minutes resting. So take a few moments to get comfortable. Release any ujjayi breathing, just natural breathing. Quiet mind and quiet body, Shavasana. Take a slightly deeper breath in. And exhale. Start to make some movements in your body. Reach your arms overhead for a nice long stretch. And bend the knees, roll yourself off to the right. Pausing here for gratitude for all of our blessings. And then press yourself up with your left hand. So, Abhyasa and Vairagya. Take your practice. Let go of any of the results. Take that on your mat, also off your mat, and it really, really helps. Do your best. Let go of any old thoughts, old beliefs that it's not okay, that we're not good enough. It is okay. We are good enough. Bring the hands together. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am Leslie Fightmaster for Poppy and Seed. You can also find me at fightmasteryoga.com. Namaste. Have a good day. Bye-bye.